Bon dia from beautiful Hera, which is just to the east of Dili. So I'm going to walk along the ridge line, the Hera kind of ridge line, towards kind of Dili, and then turn around and come back. So basically I've kind of cheated. Normally I'd be at this point in the morning slogging my way up a steep hill in heat and humidity and sweating loads, but I was looking on the map and I saw there was this well, I say road, but it's quite a sketchy road. It's going to be quite interesting to get down it. So I've come up here on my motorbike. So basically I've probably climbed, I don't know, 150, 200 meters, done most of the hard work on the bike, although the nerves certainly were tested. And now I can hopefully just walk along the ridges, enjoy the views, come back and then try and ride back down the hill. So this is the road that I had originally planned to take, that looked like it goes past where those buildings are straight ahead, but there was a rather large locked gate. So I came around to the end of kind of through Hera and then could tackle the road from the other side with no problems other than the steepness and loose soil. So according to my map app, I am standing on top of Mount Aromar, which is about 220 meters above sea level. And I probably walked about 20 meters because I cheated a bit. So behind me is Hera. That's home to one of the biggest power stations in Timor-Leste, which is unfortunately diesel powered, not very environmentally friendly, but we need the power. And then there's a whole bunch of ridges and hills in the distance there, and some of the antennae. So those are the main ones in Hera, looking down on the city. And I think it's this one over here. There's a little white dot on top of it. So that's MacLeod, which I went to a few weeks ago, which has got amazing views of the city and a big kind of Hollywood style sign, and a bit of a religious shrine as well with some stations of the cross. So it's quite beautiful and it's very quiet and there is no wind, and so it's quite warm. It's just a dot in the distance, but just in about the center of the picture is Cristo Rey. So it's amazing how one of the tallest Jesus statues in the world is quite dwarfed by the landscape it sits within. And if I zoom out a bit, you'll see it gets even bigger, the hills of Hera. Some good news, it appears I was trying to go up the wrong road, or maybe the gate was closed, so I can now see the gate is open past those buildings. So I'll try and go down that side, see if that's easier than the way up the other side. Now at the top of Mount Fatumanu, so I've put a bit of effort in, about 310 meters above sea level. Out there is there we go, MacLeod, as I mentioned earlier, with sort of Hollywood's kind of style sign, and it's quite a beautiful, super quiet spot up here. I've just been walking along the ridge line, which has been much more interesting than walking along the road, although it is kind of limited shade and basically the same kind of views, but it's rather nice views. So I've enjoyed it so far. It looks like quite a steep sort of downhill before it goes back up to those kind of summits which I've already been to. So I think I'll turn around here and head back home. Returned to where I started, and luckily my bike is still here, although it would be pretty unusual if it had got taken from here because it's a pretty quiet spot. So that was just over 5k, just over an hour's kind of walk with a bit of time spent on a couple of summits. There's some beautiful views, as you can see, both out across the Wetter Strait towards Ataru Island and also the other side of the ridgeline looking down towards Hera. So a little bit similar, but very pleasant to be up here, and possibly the first walk I've done in Timor when I haven't come across a single dog, so that was a bonus.